A very good evening and welcome to the Parliamentary News. I am Muhammad Rabiu Ali. Now the headlines. 9th National Assembly winds down as House of Representatives holds valedictory session.
Yet in all that time, I have not witnessed change on a scale and with such speed as has been the case in the last 4 years.
Consultations over National Assembly leadership thicken.
Everybody in the South are looking for favor.
Plus, Senate Committee on Aviation seeks clarification over Nigeria Air.
The committee was not carried along.
The legislative legacy of the 9th House of Representatives dominated presentations by members as they take the bow after 4 years of service. The valedictory session saw presiding officers and members reeling out the achievements of the 9th Parliament, which include returning the budget to January to December cycle, increased funding to security, police reform, putting in place the Companies and Allied Matters Act for improved revenue, the Petroleum Industry Act, and electoral reform by amending the Electoral Act. Others are interventions in the education and health sectors, bringing to an end industrial actions in tertiary education and health institutions. They expressed gratitude for the opportunity to serve and urge the incoming 10th Assembly to push for more constitutional reforms as they reflect on the programs made in the last exercise, which succeeded in granting autonomy and financial independence to the legislature and judiciary at the state level for the growth of Nigeria's democracy.
We have seen our nation's politics come of age with a new generation of young people determined to have a seat at the table and prepared to fight for it, whatever the cost. Just in the last few days, we have seen the end of a subsidy regime that has distorted the energy market in our country for over 30 years. When change happens at this scale and with such an unrelenting pace, it creates challenges and opportunities almost in equal measure. Over the last 4 years, this House of Representatives has worked to ensure that our country can overcome those challenges and take advantage of the moment to achieve economic, social, and political transformations that benefit all of the Nigerian people. We elevated the debates in the House of Representatives and made this chamber the arena for informed exchange about Nigeria's future and the welfare of our nation's people. We have left our mark in every sector of our national life and positively impacted people's lives across our country. We introduced discipline into the appropriations process by implementing a January to December budget cycle that ended the policy instability and economic uncertainty of the previous irregular budget cycles. Reformed the oversight process to ensure greater collaboration between the arms of government. We made it easier for citizens to access details of budget expenditures so that they too can be part of the process of ensuring accountability in the administration of public funds.
Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has commended members of the House of Assembly for their efforts in improving the state and providing good governance through legislation. The governor made this announcement during the valedictory session of the 7th Kogi State House of Assembly. Correspondent Ajibola Christopher reports.
During the session, Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly Matthew Kolawole commended Governor Yahya Bello for creating an enabling environment that allowed them to serve. Reflecting on the past 4 years since the inauguration of the 7th Legislative Assembly, Kolawole appreciated the cooperation of the members in achieving success. The Speaker emphasized that the primary purpose of the House of Assembly is to enact laws and provide good governance. He highlighted their accomplishments, including the passing of 1,451 motions and approximately 80 bills. He also called attention to the need for the state government to rehabilitate the assembly complex, which was destroyed by fire, to enable the incoming members can effectively carry out their legislative functions.
We thank Almighty God, all of us, we are ending well. And I pray we'll continue to meet ourselves again.
Several members took the opportunity to express their appreciation to Governor Yahya Bello for giving them the opportunity to serve. They acknowledged the support received from the governor and urged the incoming members to extend the same level of support, aiming to elevate the standard of Kogi State. As a result, Governor Yahya Bello commended the members for their dedication and emphasized the importance of their continued support for the incoming members.
In the exercise of powers bestowed upon me by Section 105, Subsection 3 aforesaid, and of all powers enabling me in that behalf, hereby proclaim that the 7th Assembly of Kogi State House of Assembly is hereby dissolved with immediate effect.
Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
Still on the House of Assembly, the 6th Ekiti State House of Assembly winds up with a valedictory sitting amidst glowing tributes of the lawmakers. At the valedictory session, the Speaker, Olubunmi Adeluba, expressed delight that the members have fulfilled their legislative assignment, passing 99 bills in the 4 years legislative journey. Ayodeji Ogonshakin reports that 9 out of the outgone assembly were re-elected to the 7th Assembly.
And all powers enabling me in that behalf, hereby proclaim that the 6th Assembly of the State House of Assembly shall stand dissolved.
The journey of 1,000 miles, they say, starts with a step. Such was the situation when members of the 6th Parliament of Ekiti State House of Assembly were inaugurated on 6th of June 2019. Now it's time for the members, 22 men and 4 women, all under the umbrella of the All Progressive Congress APC, to sign out after a successful 4 legislative years as the lawmakers took their turn to reflect nostalgically on the journey so far in their legislative assignment as the representatives of their various constituencies. To the lawmakers, their legislative sojourn was full of experiences, trial and achievements, full of fulfillment in the history of the state legislature. For the 4 years, the 6th Assembly members passed 99 bills into law, 19 motions into resolution, as well as other off-plenary legislative assignments.
Today marks the end of a remarkable 4-year journey during which we serve our constituents with honor, dignity, and distinction.
Who accepted us the way we are when we started. They stood by us. They guided us, directed us, and here we are today.
On 2 occasions that I contested, they showed me their support totally by getting their overwhelming votes. They gave me another chance to come back to the house, and I will never take it for granted.
The Speaker, Olubunmi Adeluba, expressed delight that members of the 6th Assembly fulfilled their mandate, fought a good fight, and impacted positively on Ekiti State. She challenged members-elect of the 7th Assembly to be determined to raise the bar of the records for the benefit of Ekiti State.
I am happy that we have fulfilled our mandate, fought a good fight, finished our course, and kept the faith. There is therefore laid up for us a better place where we are destined to be.
It was glowing tributes from dignitaries, including the chairman, Council of Obas in the state, Oba Gabriel Adejuwon, the Attorney General Commissioner for Justice in the state, Dayo Apata, Clerk of the Assembly, Tola Isan, as well as other dignitaries who congratulated the lawmakers for a fulfilled journey, having contributed their quota to the state legislature. The 6th Assembly did not go without its low point with the demise of 2 members, Oluwajuwa Adegbuyi, who represented Ekiti East Constituency 2, and the late Speaker Funmi Yafuye from Ikere Constituency 1. However, for the first time in the history of the state legislature, 9 members of the 6th Assembly were re-elected to the 7th Assembly. From the State House of Assembly, Ayodeji Ogonshakin, NTA News.
And still to come, State Houses of Assembly get new leaders. Details of these and more after the break.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
The 10th Benue State House of Assembly has been inaugurated with member representing Boko West State Constituency, Anduna Dajo, elected as Speaker, while member representing Ado State Constituency, Lamid Eladi, declared as Deputy Speaker of the House. Assembly correspondent Grace Anyalewa Ichaba has details.
The 10th Assembly has 32 members, 21 are of APC, 10 PDP, and Labour Party has 1. Inaugurating the 10th Assembly, Governor Hyacinthe described the legislature as the main pillar of democracy and the voice of the people. He charged members to collaborate with other arms of government to deliver dividends of democracy to the people.
Due to the unique role that legislators play side by side with the judiciary and the executive arm of government, we are fully prepared to respect the sanctity of the doctrine of the separation of powers under democracy.
This followed with the nomination of Anduna Dajo, representing Boko West constituency, and Becky Opin, representing Boko East constituency, all of the APC, for the speakership contest. The election, which was keenly contested, went into a rerun after an initial tie in the first ballot between the two contestants having 16 votes each. The rerun produced Anduna Dajo, who got 17 votes against Becky Opin, who polled 15 votes and was declared Speaker, while Lami Danladi of Ado constituency emerged as Deputy Speaker unopposed.
Our success as a house depends on this unity. As you are aware, there is strength in unity, but a house divided against itself cannot stand.
The Speaker administered oath of allegiance on the members of the House. The House was adjourned to reconvene on the 20th of June 2023. From the Assembly, Grace Anyalewa Ichekpa, NTA News.
Members of Taraba State House of Assembly have elected their Speaker, and this followed the proclamation and subsequent inauguration of the 10th Assembly by the State Governor. Correspondent Simon Daladi Atta completes the report.
Reading the proclamation for the inauguration of the 10th Assembly of the Taraba State House of Assembly, Clerk of the House, Mela Ongu, said it is the constitutional duty of the Governor to issue a proclamation for the 10th Assembly to commence.
I, Dr. Abuja, Governor of Taraba State of Nigeria, in excess of the powers conferred upon me by subsection 3 of section 105 of the State and all other powers enabling me in that behalf, the first session of the 10th Assembly of Taraba State House of Assembly.
Thereafter, the clerk called for nomination from members to elect a new Speaker of the House, where the former Speaker, Abel Peter Dia, seconded by the member representing Wukari 2 constituency, Josiah Yaro and Gay, nominated the member representing Zing constituency, John Kizito Bonzena, for the speakership seat.
Mr. Clerk, I rise to nominate Right Honorable Bonzena Kizito John to take the chair as the Speaker. I so nominated. I stand to second the nomination of the Right Honorable Bonzena K. John.
Members, in their unanimous decision, elected the Speaker and his deputy, who were immediately sworn in.
That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives. I, Adam Abdullah, do solemnly affirm.
The Speaker performed his first assignment by inaugurating the 24 members of the 10th Assembly and thereafter delivered his inaugural speech, which centered on building a better Taraba state.
We don't have any other state apart from Taraba state. So I want to appeal to you to always be by us. Approach us with bills. We have private bills. We have room for private bills. Approach us with bills that we think it will lead to the development of the state.
The 10th Assembly of the Taraba State House of Assembly is made up of 24 members from 5 political parties, which includes PDP 13, APC 7, and NPP 2, while SDP and ABGA have 1 each. From the Taraba State House of Assembly, Jalingo, Simon Danladi Atta, NTA News.
And Abraham Egobere, representing Brass Constituency 3, has again been elected as the new Speaker of the 10th Bayelsa State House of Assembly. Enobere promised to work with all members of the Assembly, irrespective of political party affiliations, to ensure development of Bayelsa State. Bada Tuapere Awe reports.
Abraham Ngobere, member representing Brass Constituency 3, is a 4th-term legislator and a former deputy speaker and the Speaker of the House before his emergence again as the Speaker of the 7th Assembly. Other elected principal officers are Michael Ogbere, Deputy Speaker, Monday Edwin Obolo Bubo, Majority Leader of the House, Gabriel Ogbara as Chief Whip, amongst others.
Honorable Abraham Ngobere, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so help me God. I will perform my functions honestly to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law.
The Speaker, Abraham Ngobere, in his remarks, expressed gratitude to his colleagues for the re-election to lead the House and expressed optimism that the 7th Assembly will work in synergy with the executive arm of government to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people.
Making laws and providing legislative support for policy and program of the prosperity government to toss lives of the citizens of Bayelsa will form the cross of the 7th Assembly.
Meanwhile, the members of the 7th Assembly has expressed readiness to work with the elected principal officers to make laws that will benefit the people.
Know how to ensure that there's gender friendliness in the way appropriation is done, and which doesn't necessarily mean that you're just routing for just women, but you're ensuring that there's a balance and there's fairness at the end of the day. So I believe that the women of Bayelsa can rejoice, and we're 2 women that are very well read, very well educated, very well exposed. I believe that we'll be able to make a difference in the 7th Assembly.
The experience of the 6th Assembly is to raise the ante and improve on every area. And from time to time, we will engage our people to know what are the critical areas of need so that we can address that.
From the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Baratwaipre Awe, NTA News.
And moving on, members of the South-South community are engaging contenders into the leadership of the National Assembly with issues central to the progress and unity of Nigeria being placed on the front burner. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogushola was at one of the fora held with former Zamfara State Governor and Senator-elect Abdulaziz Abubakar Yari.
That exchange of kola nut between the representatives of the South-South community and the former governor of Zamfara State heralded the frank engagement. Led by the former Inspector General of Police, Mike Okiro, the group believes every part of the country should commit itself into the Nigeria project.
The issue of South-South is a known situation all over the world, not only in Nigeria. Our youth, our women, Everybody in the South are looking for favor, looking for everything. They're crying, they're shouting. I think God keeping away that at the end of the day they smile.
For the senator-elect, all tendencies that are capable of undermining the unity of the country should be avoided. Essentially, all parts of the country must be partners in the nation's project.
And our own is to give support for the government to actualize their dream and campaign promises. I believe where we are here, as a person, if God decided he had to be a Senate president, by God's grace, the issues that I'm going to receive from the elders, we are going to do our best in collaboration with our president.
The South-South community had members across the 6 states of the region. In Abuja, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
Sequel to misinformation peddling on the media space concerning the national carrier project known as Nigerian Air recently unveiled, the Senate Committee on Aviation has held an interaction with the officials of the Ministry of Aviation to clear the air on the development. National Assembly correspondent Rina Obasi reports that key players expressed reservations on what they alleged haphazard unveiling of the Nigeria Air project. Her report.
That the committee was not carried along.
Some of the issues raised at the forum include unnecessary rush displayed in unveiling of Nigeria Air as a new national carrier, inability of the outgoing minister Hadi Surika to broker peace between the federal government and the joint aviation workers unions, the unpaid airlines blocked funds to the tune of over $800 million, which has skyrocketed airfares, among others. The Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation, Jordan Olujimi, described the controversial issues as national embarrassment which have been averted.
Public felt we were complicit in whatever had been done, not knowing that we were not in the picture at all. And we felt the public needed to have an understanding of what happened.
The leadership of the Ministry of Aviation agreed that the Nigeria Air aircraft is a yet-to-be-realized project, as the unveiled event was just to showcase the logo of a real aircraft to investors. They confirmed that it was a chartered airline.
It's Ethiopian registered. Why is it Ethiopian registered? Well, for a start, to operate aircraft in Nigeria, they must be Nigerian registered. 5 November, we call it, okay? That aircraft was not 5 November registered because it was a charter flight.
The Senate says the development has attracted distrust from the public and charges them on image laundering, as Nigerians are not ready for such cosmetic show. In Abuja, Rina Obasi, NTA News.
And Senate Committee on Special Duties has engaged critical stakeholders on the need to review the bill for an act to amend the National Emergency Act 2023. At a public hearing, the committee faulted some of the recommendations raised on the establishment of NSAS Victims Compensation Fund. The bill, which was sponsored by Senator Gershom Bassi on the floor of the Senate, passed first and second reading before this public hearing. Representatives of the Nigerian Army, Police, Human Rights, NEMA, and the civil society took turn highlighting the dangers faced by Nigerians associated with NSAS protests. They call for all NSAS victims to be carried along in compensation or otherwise when the bill is passed into law.
If we talk about the victims of NSAS, we should be holistic in handling that. We should look at the police perspective.
Loosely pegging eligibility for compensation on verified victims can leave it so open to abuse. I think it's very essential to stipulate parameters for identifying who are the victims.
While we accept the great work that NEMA has done operationally and humanitarian-wise, every issue around NSAS is a human rights issue.
The committee put forward recommendations and struck out some, including the coinage of the fund.
We have the opinion that we should recouch it to be
victims compensation fund. So it will address all manner of emergencies, and we feel that it should be domiciled in NEMA, not in human rights as being envisaged.
The committee is expected to submit its report back to the plenary for consideration and possible passage at third reading. And that concludes the news. Thanks for watching. Good evening.